I was just saying, like, if I'm not careful with this phone, drop it on the highway, and boy, you'll crack it easy. I've done it a couple of times. So right after I paid about $150, $160 for Kinsey to get her hair done, October the 15th, Don Young's daughter, October the 15th, 2024. It was just a depressing deal a little bit. I had an all right day with Don Young. She went dumpster diving not far from the old Hot Springs Mall. Got an unopened bottle of wine. It seemed like something else. Lane ended up drinking that wine. I don't even think I did. Anyway, after I paid for her hair to be done, I bought a phone kind of like this. And right when I was getting in the van, I was trying to check something in my pockets. I dropped it on the asphalt and it cracked it. Brand new phone. It's very depressing. The previous day, I went to Mina with Kinsey and Don Young, bought a brand new phone. One of them took it in the car, didn't come back with it. I smashed that mobile hotspot, mobile broadband. But right after Don left, Lane showed up. I was upset. I had a few shots of anger in me. I just walking down the highway like I am now, but I was screaming and yelling. For the second time that year, that previous April, I went to Michael Griblin's. I was wanting to know if he knew anything about Brianna Van Auken. He told me he didn't know that woman. Spring 2024, about 9 p.m. No, 5 p.m. Not long after that, walking back, I was on the phone about 50 minutes with Kareth Baber, without getting into all those details. Well, anyway, that's the occasion when Michael Griblin, he's like a third cousin. I don't know him. I've only met him about 3 times in my entire life. He's not a good person. Anyway, that's the night he, I told him I hadn't talked to him since I was like younger than 6, before David-Abbott died, my adopted father. And he, on his front porch, in or about April 2024, he says to me, "You talked to me at your grandfather's funeral." As far as I know, he didn't go to my grandfather's funeral, Paul Griblin, May 2004. But I went to part of his grandfather's funeral, Gene Griblin, 2015, 2016. But as far as I know, Michael and I never spoke. If we did, it couldn't have been over, couldn't have been much. Boy, my voice felt this tired. I was one of the pallbearers leaving the David Smith funeral home. I remember looking like, is that him? I don't think we spoke. Well, anyway, it felt like Satan the devil talking to me, like a mind child molesting brainwasher. When Michael Griblin said, "You talked to me at your grandfather's funeral." I think he's trying to say Paul Griblin is his grandfather. That's my grandfather. Boy, I tore up a photo the other day I shouldn't have. Oh, well, it don't matter. Them photos don't mean anything. They ain't going to save on anything. Don't matter. I've never seen a Debbie-Abbott grandchild that I know of. It ain't a joy for me. I don't care to go to Mount out of Kingdom Hall. Whoever's kids they got makes me want to stay away from them. Sick. I hate them out of the congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses. Name of Debbie Spokela, Judy Barnes, Tina Milam, Becky Singleton, Becky Henson. I can't stand the evil pigs. I can't stand them. They got to be the Jezebel group, Revelation chapter. I can't stand what them people do. I don't know what they've all done behind my back. How many millions has Watchtower Bible Tract Society made off of me? United Nations? Antonio Gutierrez. I hate this government. I hate this government. And it says in, I don't know if it's Ezekiel, but it says bring the low one high, bring the high one low. Take the equipment from a useless shepherd. They're not the heir in 2 Samuel chapter 7. Well, anyway, let's fast forward to October the 14th, 2024. Come back from Mena, Arkansas with Don Young Kinsey. The next day is when I paid $150+ for get her hair done. And got my taken phone back from Jonathan the next day, but one of them females took it. Anyway, after I smashed the mobile broadband device, I never did use one. I bought two of them. I think Brad Cogburn stole the first one. I think. Probably about the time Larissa Cogburn stole that ring, I guess. She offered to give it back, and I said I didn't want it. I lost some other rings I liked. I wanted family heirlooms. Some rings is almost 100 years old. I don't keep sentimentality anymore. Somebody took yours back, that straight blade razor. I haven't seen it in 4 or 5 years. My Glass White Griblin's dad's straight razor. Had it in the original box. I haven't seen it in 4 or 5 years. Also a $2 bill I had back there. Old office room. My grandmother gave it to me when I was like 12 or younger. Plunderers, thieves, says the Bible, partners with thieves. And whoever's putting that frequency on my penis, I wish you'd stop. I wish they'd get out of my life. Name a Page Bay poor sodomite. Name a Jeffrey Borland Veterans Affairs. Name a Mark Crawford. I was going to say Mark Zuckerberg, but both. I don't like Mark Zuckerberg. United Nations. I do not like Mark Zuckerberg. Does he own Apple or more so Android? Does Android bow down to him? Hey, United Nations, Mr. Antonio Gutierrez, do you know how much money International Criminal Court, European Union, United States Supreme Court, that Facebook pay Mark Zuckerberg's made off of me? Is Mark Zuckerberg doing this to my penis? If so, how does the bigot, maggot, whatever he is, pedophile, get away with it? Anyway, when I went to Michael Griblin's, I was asked about Brandon Hawkins, October the 14th, 2024. As soon as I got in the driveway before dusk, they swarmed in on me like a bunch of wild banshees. Just like, I'm not welcome there, leave, leave, leave. I mean, I don't know if they heard me yelling going down the highway, but as soon as I was passing the bowling plant, I was turning that down. I wasn't going to yell in somebody else's driveway. I didn't plan on being there long. I just want to ask something about Brandon Hawkins. I was going to do it polite. Anyway, I got ran off, and then David Lappin showed up. I don't know if he was on a four-wheeler or not, where he followed me pedestrian. He's like wearing Crocs all the way up to the CG Roxanne driveway. Or right before CG Roxanne, his stepson Michael Griblin come and picked him up. But in the route back, David Lappin appeared to be drunk. He said, "You're crazy." He says, "You're walking backwards." I was watching, and I thought about just stopping and standing still. Just stop and see if he'd keep walking towards me. Folks, I about made myself do it. To see what the son of a gun coward would have done. Lacey had to see and hear some of that. The lady that lives across CG Roxanne, here, Lacey Lang. Anyway, right before Michael turned around in the CG Roxanne driveway, he picks up David and says, "Don't come back down there, Scotty, or I'll shoot you." Sounds like a retarded pig. He sounds retarded. He sounds evil, retarded. He looks it too. And then I got arrested after that by Willie Bartell. I let him in the home. I thought he was going to come in there and ask what the commotion was. I thought Lacey or somebody might have called it in. I was hoping Willie Bartell was going to be like, oh, Michael Griblin said don't come back down there, he'll shoot you. David Lappin followed you, pedestrian. True. Anyway, that cost me $760 to get out of jail. And I already had an appointment to go to Don Young the next day for her daughter to get hair. It was just a very depressing time. It's depressing financially. I basically had $1,000 just up and go. Between Don Young, Kinsey, and Sarah Sanders, Paige Bay Poor, Crystal Geyser, Anna Baldwin Wilson government, her Chris Young government, her Willie Bartell government, old Tub, old fat boy. Does he know who killed Jody Fogle? Does Justin Babbitt? Justin Babbitt, Jessica Babbitt are sick people. Boy, I can feel that tumor thing up in here. I might go to Facebook Live.